Your basic weekly wash.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. We're going to show you a simple, effective, and fun way to make your ride clean and happy.
You know what makes it happy is when it stays clean, because then it's easy to clean every week.
Exactly.
There are about 17,000 different ways to wash a car, Ivan. This is as simple as it gets.
Right.
And if a car is maintained regularly, you can do this regularly.
You can do it regularly. It's easy, it's simple, it's fast, and it's fun. First of all, we need to prepare a wash bucket. In my wash bucket, I've got 3 gallons of water, meaning 3 capfuls of our friend DIY Detail Rinseless Wash.
Rinseless wash doesn't mean hoseless.
No.
Although it can mean hoseless. Explain, Ivan.
Well, rinse less means that you're rinsing less often. But in the case of this vehicle, it barely has dust on it. It's a car that is loved, it's cherished. It's a prized possession for the owner. So it's in great shape. And literally, it has dust on it. That's what we're gonna be taking off. And if you maintain your car on a regular basis, as long as you didn't get rain that week, this is what your car will look like. So we need to first apply rinseless wash to the surface. We're not gonna take the sponge and go straight to the paint. We want lubrication on the paint. This one, we don't need to use a hose. We won't need to hose it off, but we will apply the rinseless wash first. Nick's got a hand pump sprayer. I'm a little lazier than Nick is. I've got an electric pump sprayer, but both of them are inexpensive and efficient.
You could take a 16-ounce trigger sprayer and just get the rinseless on the surface. You could use a fancier detail keg, which I tend to like. These garden sprayers, though, I think are just proof of how easy and beginner-friendly this method is. It's very accessible. You need a bucket, you need some water, you need a bottle of rinseless wash, and you need a way to get it on the surface. What else do you need, Ivan?
You don't need much else.
A wash sponge,
Yeah.
which we're gonna show you in a second, or perhaps a wash brush. And we're gonna show you this, but a towel to dry down the paint as well. Sounds kind of intimidating, Ivan. I think I better hire somebody.
Yeah, no need. No, nothing wrong with hiring a detailer to do this for you, but it's a lot of fun. I really don't know how this person sees out of this vehicle. It's very tinted, to say the least.
I feel like I'm doing a little overkill with the application of rinseless. I think because we're not gonna use a hose, I feel the need to really overly apply it. Is that a good instinct, Ivan, or is that just overthinking?
That's a Nick thing. Oh, overthinking, sorry, yeah, same thing.
Well, I just know that the rinseless is gonna emulsify what's on the surface, it's gonna provide lubrication, and for some reason, because I don't have a hose, I'm thinking if I can just get in all these little seams, I could flush out anything, but there's nothing to flush. This is just dust.
Right.
So I'm gonna stop.
I have my legacy sponge on the verge of dripping, and you see it's picking up the excess liquid from the surface and the dirt along with it. Looking at the face of my sponge, it's clean. There's really not a lot on this car.
And can you go dirtier than this in terms of a rinseless wash with no hose?
Slightly, but not much.
So really it's only if it's kind of got a dust to it, or slightly more than dust?
A little more than a dusting, but if you're asking yourself the question, do I need a hose? The answer is probably yes.
However, it's so cool to showcase someone's prized possession and how we're washing this safely. And this is safe?
Yes, very safe.
To the person out there who's concerned about it being safe, explain.
Would we take a risk on someone's prized possession? No. It is an extremely safe way of washing. Rinseless wash has been around for decades. It's nothing new. Just the products keep getting better and better.
Well, I just imagine there's someone out there who's never heard this before, and they're like, I know car wash soap, it foams up, it suds up, but I usually use a pressure washer when I wash my car. Like, how is this even scientifically, or how does the chemistry work to make this safe for paint? Because we don't want to scratch paint, right? Or do we not care about scratching paint?
No, we definitely don't want to scratch paint.
Exactly.
What's happening here is the rinseless wash is a combination of surfactants and polymers that encapsulates the dirt, lifts it off the surface, and then transfers it to the sponge. Now, when I bring the sponge back to the wash bucket, and let me purposely try to get this dirty. We'll see here. We'll go underneath the running board. Okay, we got a little bit of dirt. There's not much on this vehicle. As soon as I touch this with the wash bucket, squeeze it out, the flooding effect of the solution in the bucket makes it so that all the dirt comes out. Of course, always wash your roof. It's actually the part of the vehicle that the paint gets burnt on the fastest.
Talk about that.
Some people skip washing the roof, and when you skip washing the roof, you're leaving contaminants on the paint. Those contaminants build up over time, and as they're building up, they cause damage to the paint because they work their way into the paint. And when they cause damage, well, it's sort of permanent. So you'll see paint failure on the roof of vehicles first normally, and that's one of the reasons. Just sheer lack of maintenance.
Ivan, this is a testament to the joys of the Rinseless Wash, just in its purest form.
Yes.
No more, no less. A super simple, enjoyable wash. When the car is easy to clean, does it make it less rewarding for you? Are you disappointed that it wasn't a long struggle with many steps?
No, I prefer this.
I do too.
You know very well I prefer driving than washing, so.
We want to save you time, folks. And quite frankly, this is about the quickest wash there is.
It's quick, it's safe, it's easy, and it's rewarding.
Do you recommend folks just climb over vehicles onto wheels? And these trucks can be very difficult to get to certain areas if you don't have a ladder.
Yep. No, definitely do not be climbing on your vehicles. It's not safe. It's not elegant. And it's definitely a great way to potentially damage your vehicle.
Anything to know about washing a tonneau cover?
Yes, do it often. After every second panel, because we're not flipping the sponge here, so 1/2 on one panel, flip it to the next panel, and off we go.
And redunk.
Now the wheels actually had a bit of dirt on them. Yes, I did the wheel with the sponge. They're so clean that we can do that.
You're washing the wheels with a sponge?
What else would I wash it with?
A wheel and body brush.
Yeah, the sponge is perfectly fine. I pre-sprayed them with the Rinseless Wash. Next up, drying the vehicle. Now, Rinseless Wash has a great superpower. It's its own drying aid, but we want to add a little more gloss, a little more slickness. That's where Envy comes in. One little spray on the panel. I don't need more than that. Take my drying towel, dries the vehicle, distributes the Envy, and we have a nice, clean, glossy surface. And Nick, I grabbed the drying blanket. For this vehicle, it's a bit of overkill.
Ivan, you've always said it's a waste to spray on the panel and on the towel when you're drying. Tell me about that.
100%, yeah. You don't need to spray on both, and it's actually hard on your towel. You want the sealant on the paint, not on the towel. And with the Rinseless Wash, even though we're doing a rather large vehicle here, we don't really need a bigger towel than this.
I'm always tempted to grab the drying blanket, so it's a nice reminder when you don't have a hose, you're doing a Rinseless Wash, the smaller towels are nice to dry.
Yeah, one little 8x16 towel is all you need to do half a full-size pickup truck, and probably could do the full truck, so.
And the Rinseless Wash provides lubrication as well, right? We have 2 different lubricants here.
Right. The Rinseless Wash by itself is its own drying aid, but adding Envy adds gloss, adds slickness, adds depth to the shine. No streaking, no mess, no fuss.
Ivan, would it be just enough to rinseless wash this and dry it without a product like Envy ceramic sealant?
Yes, but why not have more fun? No, and plus the Envy ceramic detail spray gives you extra protection, extra gloss. So just a couple sprays on this bedside. I don't need more than that. Where I sprayed is where I deposit the towel, and basically I'm spreading out the Envy from there. Even on the tonneau cover, some sprays there. We of course need the ladder to reach the middle. Nick's got it on his side, so.
I'm just gonna do the bedside here and then I'll go up.
Another nice thing about this, it's not gonna be dripping for days. Now, one thing very important with Envy, use less. More is not good.
Why is less more? Why is 1 spray versus 3 per panel what you might recommend?
It's going to cause you less work because you're more efficient with that 1 spray. And that's all you need. When you start adding more and more products, your job becomes more difficult at the same time.
But detailers love it when it's overly complicated because then it's like we're achieving something that not everybody can do. It's very, very skill intensive here with lots of knowledge required.
Yeah, not every detailer is like you, Nick.
Okay, I gotcha.
Some of us like being efficient. And if you're using a product that requires you to use 5 or 6 sprays per panel, you might not be using the best product in the world. One bottle of Envy will do numerous trucks like this. Because I use maybe 10 sprays total. So that's less than half an ounce. So total, we might have used 3/4 of an ounce on this vehicle, meaning that you'll get about 20 trucks out of a bottle.
20 trucks, not just small sized cars.
No.
I put a few sprays of Envy ceramic sealant on the wheels, just taking a rinseless wash dampened towel here. You can take a dry one for sure. But in my head, Ivan, I'm kind of doing a final cleaning step because we didn't use a hose. I don't always feel as comfortable with no hose wheel cleaning. So I have a rinseless wash dampened towel, which I'm using to wipe in Envy. Is that overthinking it again?
Pretty much.
That's what I figured.
And the dampened towel, you're diluting the Envy.
Oh boy, what am I doing?
You've already cleaned the wheel with your sponge, so you don't need to do any more.
Of course you're right, Ivan. I'm just telling you what I did.
Yeah, we're just drying the wheel at this point.
It just seems like when I don't have a hose, I'm worried that the wheels won't get cleaned the same way, that's all. But the truth is, my towel's coming up totally clean. So as you said, these were already cleaned and just ready to dry.
It's just we didn't do the barrels.
Yep. It feels really good when our products just work.
Right.
And it's like, oh my gosh, I can do this, you can do this, 2 products. I mean, the results speak for themselves, right?
Exactly. It's beautiful, it's shiny, it's glossy, it's slick, and it's clean. And when you maintain your vehicle on a regular basis, it can be just this easy to wash your vehicle.
It used to be you needed to spend all that time applying a wax. 1 spray, wipe into the panel. Now the panel's gonna be easier to clean next time I go to wash it.
Much easier to clean, and this lasts longer than any wax could ever dream of lasting.
Ivan, folks may wanna know more about Envy.
Right.
How can they do that?
Well, you can watch this video right here.